Thompson Group was mine and Jenny's until July 1st of last year.
Okay.
Okay? Breaking news. Breaking news. So 2 years ago, I get a call from a friend. He's like, hey, what do you know about the company Aquasure? I said, I have no idea what that is. He's like, well, you need to talk to these people. I'm like, well, what is it? He goes, it's a really interesting business model where they acquire entrepreneurs. I'm like, okay. He said it's called fintech. I'm like,
no, I've heard of fintech. Yeah.
Financial technology, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right. So my friend says, do you want to talk to a billionaire? And I was like, is his name Elon? I said, no, it's not Elon. I'm like, well, what's his name? He said, Greg. I said, I'll talk to Greg.
Greg the billionaire.
Greg the billionaire. So we're at our mountain house, and Greg calls Zoom, my wife and I, and he says, I kind of looked you guys up, and I think you fit our model. And I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. He said, I'm sure. He said, now, obviously, I don't know your financials, but he said, just based on your culture and what you're doing, the entrepreneurship, he said, you fit what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what is your model? He said, we are adding to our team, and we're adding entrepreneurial insurance agencies, and we're growing. And he said, why don't you let us give you a valuation? And I said, very kind of you. But I said, we have no interest. I mean, this is my baby. This is my child. I get to do whatever I want to do every day, right? So we end the call, and my wife is like, and I will say my business coach at the time was saying, you need to get an evaluation so planning. We're talking about bringing some other people in. Mm-hmm. We don't know the value. So, I mean, I had just bought an agency 5 years before, and there's two ways you can do it. You can pay, a multiple of revenue. Like in our case, the one I bought in Colorado was like 2 times revenue. So let's say the revenue was $250,000. I paid $500,000 for it. And then you pay that over time and whatever. So I used that valuation model on my agency, so I knew what they were going to come back with. They came back with an offer basically 3 times what I thought the company was worth. So it's funny, we got the offer on a Friday. Both of us did. And we did not say anything about it. Yeah. We didn't talk about it. And so the next morning, Saturday, we get up, and my wife said, did you look at that? I'm like, yeah. She goes, I think it's BS. I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So I started calling the partners who had done this deal. Right. And every one of them said the same thing. Best business decision of my life. They take off your plate what you don't want to do. The resources they have are unbelievable. And time again, I keep hearing that this is, if you don't do this, you're making a huge mistake. Yeah. We took 18 months and made the decision. And
you thought on this for 18 months?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of moving pieces, right, when you do that.
Right.
But yeah, so 18 months from the time we got the offer to the time we closed. And by far, the best business decision of my life was taking our agency and becoming part of Aquasure. My name is the same. My team is the same. The wages are the same. But the back office support, the technology that they have, the tools I have, the HR, the legal, financial, compliance.
It's all there.
We don't have to do any of that. And so in 30 days, we'll hit our first year. It's basically it's an earn-out model. Okay. And so we are way above where we need to be to hit earn-out. And so it's just been an amazing ride. And as I walked in, we were talking about, we just hired a new business coach. Yeah. I've had a business coach since 1998, I think, and I've had 2, and this is my 3rd. But we just talked about some of the metrics and the KPIs we're really going to start focusing on to just explode this company. And so, Acquisure is a $4 billion company that drops over $1 billion to the bottom line. So it's extremely profitable.
Man.
So, yeah, it's cool.
That's pretty incredible. So if you don't mind me asking, what size was the company book when you sold?
Yeah, and when I talk to agents, and I do a lot, everybody goes, premium. Premium, don't ever talk about premium. Always talk about your revenue. So we had grown, by the time we did the deal, we were $3 million revenue.
Wow.
So
just to get a gauge on it, because the world I come from, we talk in premium still, right? So we got to grow out of that, I think.
Yeah,
but
you have to.
What $3 million in revenue would be, oh gosh, what, 12 mil in premium or more?
12 to 15, because you understand that, as a commercial agency, 70% commercial, 15% personal, 15% benefits.
Oh, you guys are primarily commercial then?
Yeah, 70%. So when you're doing a lot of commercial, you've got work comp that pays in some cases 5%, 7%, 9%, whatever.
Right.
Whereas your, property and casualty packages maybe 15, 17, and that was the other thing with Acquisure that they negotiate such better contracts than we could. Like with, by the way, carrier A, you're usually getting 15, we get 19.
Yeah, because they've got a bigger market share, right?
Yeah. I mean, take $4 billion, just roughly divide by, say, 14%, and that's there. So it's a multi-billion-dollar from a premium standpoint. I mean, I think, we are. They got the naming rights to the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium, so you'll start hearing about this company, Acquisure. It's the company no one knows about, but
Well, I feel like that's kind of like a Gainbridge, right? Like, I shouldn't say nobody's heard of them, but really they're
under the radar,
the radar until all of a sudden, like, they're on, it's not Conseco Fieldhouse anymore; it's Gainbridge Fieldhouse, right? Yeah.
So,
man, that's incredible. So you guys have been out for a year now. Or not out, but like,
well, my role has not changed at all. So when we did our deal, we brought in some younger people from our team to create a management team. So my management team today consists of myself, my wife, operations manager Aaron, daughter Carly, and then KC, who's our lead producer out in Colorado.
Okay.
And so the five of us, basically, we have management meetings once a week. Talk about what the issues are. We have a monthly business coach call, but I'm still doing everything I was doing before.
Yeah.
And my plan is to continue working forever, but hopefully in about 3 years I can, we can turn over the heavy lifting to Carly and Casey and Aaron, and I want to start another company. And we talked about entrepreneurship and all that. I'm an entrepreneur to a fault, and so in probably 2 or 3 years I'll start, and probably out in Colorado I'll start another company, but I have no idea what that's going to be.
Do you think you will continue coming back to Indiana when you do that?
100%.
I guess your family's here.
Yeah. All my grandkids are here, and so we'll be here. I mean, I'll be here at least 4 months a year.
Yeah.
And as long as I can Airbnb that house, it just makes financial sense.
Your story and your, like, what you've set up for yourself has been a huge inspiration for me on the entrepreneurship side. It's like,